Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are finally taking a look at the Storm Collectibles Mortal Kombat Reptile, and I am very, very pleased because I love me some Mortal Kombat ninjas. Of all the Mortal Kombat figures I sold, I did keep these ninjas, although I'm not sure if I kept a Sub-Zero. If I didn't, I need to track one down. But I do happen to like this particular look for the ninjas the most, and this, I think, might be the best one of the bunch. It's hard to say. I don't have the other ones handy because I did move recently. That's why I'm not sure what I own anymore because it's all packaged up. But anyway, this is another good iteration on the same figure, basically with a different color scheme. There's some stuff to talk about though, so let's go ahead and get it off the stand and take a closer look. This guy stands just shy of 7¼ inches, which makes him pretty close to 18½ centimeters. And I do want to mention just one time, for old time's sake, they don't say they're 1/12 scale anymore, but they did start off at supposedly 1/12 scale. They just are not anymore, so that's technically okay. They are definitely not in 1/12 scale. He is 7¼ inches. He would be 7'3" if this was 1/12 scale. So just be aware of that for those of you who are new to them. I wanted to mention that. I haven't talked about it in a while. Okay, before we get into the review, let's go ahead and do a question of the day. Which version of the ninjas is your favorite? For me, it is this one right here. I like this one the most. Some people like the quilts, some people like the modern ones with all the extra doodads and things. I like this look. Classic. Love it. Okay, let's go ahead and get into the aesthetic. It's another ninja. It's basically the exact same thing. I do believe he has a new face mask. Again, I'd have to check. I didn't get to because I didn't think to ahead of time. So I guess I did get to, I just didn't. But his face mask fits way nice. I like it a lot. I do remember the other one's not having one that fits as well. This one seems really, really good. I love the way they painted the eyes. That's awesome. Very happy with all of that. He does still have the extra bulky body, as Storm tends to do. I do still think that this particular mold for the ninjas is the best one. It's the best proportioned out of all of them, even though they are extra bulky. It overall looks the best. This one has really good skin tone, by the way. I think it's very nice, and it does have that little speckle in there to make it come to life just a little bit. The black line work is average for Storm. There's nothing special. It's okay. It'll do. The rest of the figure is pretty much matte. Not the rest. All of the figure is pretty much matte. There's a little bit of satin going on in the torso there, but otherwise, very, very nice looking figure. Nothing crazy going on here, so there's not much else to talk about, but it does look good overall. I will give it an 8 out of 10. Like I said, there's no shading or anything. There's not a ton going on here, but it is pretty clean. I do think for being such a basic paint job, it should be a little bit cleaner, but 8 out of 10 is still a pretty good rating. All right, accessories. One of Storm's strong suits. Let's talk about them. For hands, we have the 2 fist hands that come on them in the package. Then we get the 2 semi-gripping kind of hands. We get 2 flat open hands, and then 2 different sets of style pose hands. We do have an alternate head, which is the reptile, the lizard head, the little black cowl thingy can come off if you wanted to. The jaw does have a hinge. Not the most useful, but it is there. You have the little tongue that comes in the head in the package. Then you get a big tongue as an accessory, and you get a spit effect. I guess it would be spit, you could call it. Very nicely done. I love the translucent green plastic. I will say for the lizard head, I don't like the way the mouth is sculpted because he looks like he's kind of snarling to have his mouth be open, but it looks like his upper jaw, the mandible, is that what it's called? The upper mandible? I don't remember anymore. Science is a long time ago. Is curved to accommodate for the mouth opening rather than just the lips lifting up. So it's a little bit weird. Like he could never close his mouth like this. It's kind of weird looking. I don't love the way the eyes are sunken in and looking up either. It's kind of just overall weird looking, but the individual details are pretty good other than the paint job being a little iffy. I know I'm being harsh on the lizard head, but it's a hard sell for me to like the lizard head anyway, and this is not the best I've ever seen. Lastly, we do have his his giant effect part, which I think is really well done. It does have a bit of a frosted look to it, more than I would like, but I think it's okay. I think that'll be alright, and it does have a display stand with the different peg sizes or pieces to make it taller or shorter if you want. So all around a good spread, I think. Good addition to the collection. I don't think we're really missing anything that we need, so I will go 9 out of 10. I don't like the lizard head sculpt, but it's still a good batch of accessories. Okay, let's talk about the articulation. The neck is the same as always. There's a ball peg down here somewhere, and then it sticks all the way up into the head, so you can lean it we'll just leave that. That falls off probably too easily, but it's not like a problem normally. It's very stiff to lean that neck ball peg, but you can do it. So that's cool. And then the head does mostly just rotate on the top ball peg. There's not a ton of extra range on there. Like, there's some, but not a ton. Alright, let's put this back on so he looks better as we're reviewing. For the shoulders, we have a big ball peg that connects all the way into the torso, and then you have a cap that just hides the gap there, so you can wiggle it around like that. It gives you a little bit of a butterfly and a little bit of up and down. Then you have the standard hinge that goes better than horizontal, so that's really nice. Of course, you get the full rotation. This is a soft piece, so it flexes pretty well. Everything's very smooth on this guy so far. I like that. Bicep swivel is fine. That's a little less smooth. It's pretty stiff in there, but seems to have a good enough range where it is smooth. Double jointed elbow works pretty well. Just better than 90 degrees though. Could be a lot more. Let's see if we can get any more out of it. Not really. Alright, this is a floating piece. The forearm pad is a floating piece, so that can rotate with the hand if you wanted to. For the hand you get a ball hinge, and that works very nicely. I like that. For the torso, we have a double ball peg in between the abdomen and the upper torso, and that will allow him to lean back and forward, and it does work very nicely. It also does lean side to side. That's a little trickier with these pieces, but they do flex, so that's pretty cool. Then you get another ball peg down here. Unfortunately, this part of his suit is connected to this part of his suit, which does go between his legs, which means as you want to rotate, you can't, because it's trying to rotate his peeper area, and you can't do that. So really what you need to do is split that up somehow. It should be split at the belt, I guess, or it should have like a separate piece here. So like a black diaper underneath there for the crotch, and then the green should be a floating piece above that, as it is above the hips right here. So really, you are very limited in what you can do at the waist. You can't twist at all, but you do get extra leaning at that bottom waist piece. It is still limited though by that crotch piece connecting to the whole upper body of the vest thingy. So that's not the best design, definitely not. This is flexible, so we should be able to get our legs up pretty far forward. Yeah, that's fine, no issue there. Going back is also nice. It flexes the butt enough and it works, so that's okay. Going out to the side, no issues. Wow, this guy might have the smoothest joints we've seen since like wave 1. So that's good. I'm not getting too much squeaking, just a little bit, and nothing really binding or shredding, so I like that. Thigh swivel is fine. A little bit stiff there, but that's alright. Double jointed knee, not the best looking thing we've ever seen, but it is definitely functional, and it's not terribly ugly, so I like that. This piece is a fixed piece. I do think we should have a shin swivel hidden underneath that, but it's not absolutely necessary. The ankles do go pretty far back, and farther forward than most Storm figures, but that's still barely any, so that's a bit of a bummer. And then you do get an ankle rocker, which is good enough, but it's a little bit of a steep angle, so that's why I think a swivel hidden underneath that shin pad would have been good. Not there. Toe joint is too far back, but functional enough for a toe joint. Not the best looking though. So articulation on this guy, not bad. Overall, one of the better, I think, as far as joint integrity, joint looseness, joint stiffness, all of that kind of thing. It still has the usual semi-problems, let's say, as Storm figures. Like some are a little squeaky here and there and that kind of thing, but he's not bad at all. Mostly works pretty well. Looks good. I'm happy. I'll give the articulation overall a 7. Yeah, 7 out of 10. The hips are really nice, but 90 degrees at the elbow, not great, and not being able to rotate the torso because of this situation right here is definitely a problem. I feel like they definitely should have done something about that. We saw that problem with Sub-Zero and Scorpion in this particular styling, and we have it again here, so not in love with that. So yeah, 7 out of 10 for the articulation. Could be a lot better with just some small tweaks, so that's why it's a bit of a bummer. But all in all, this is a strong release, guys. I'm very happy with it. I like the green. I like the overall quality. The skin tone goes well with the figure. I'm pleased. I think you will be too. I'm going to give it a final verdict of 8 out of 10. It's pretty solid. There are definitely a few issues here and there, but 8 out of 10, it's a good one. It's a definite add to the collection if you wanted it sort of thing, and even if you didn't, you'll probably still enjoy it. So there it is, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. That's fine too. And if you haven't subscribed, you might want to. I have new videos almost every single day, and thousands already on the channel, so make sure you come back for all of that. In the meantime, keep collecting.